Hey Instagram, hey Facebook, how y'all doing this morning? This is Tanetta, your coach. I'm here to talk to you all about the Great Resignation. So I want to welcome y'all to this video. This video today is going to be talking about toxic workplaces. I know last week I kind of kicked it off talking about the Great Resignation. Again, if you all don't know what's going on, it's the Great Quit. A lot of folks, of course, there was, I think there's almost 4 million that have quit their job during the COVID period. And actually in the last year, there's more than that. But of course, during the past year in 2021. And of course, a lot of folks had a lot of different issues. Well, can't say a lot of different issues, but a lot of the issues were kind of the same as to why they quit. There were like a few stragglers here and there, that kind of thing on other issues. But the majority of the people quit. A lot of people quit because of, like I said, the toxic workplaces. That was one of the issues. And let me just talk to y'all about that this morning, because I know I'm on my way to work this morning as well. I know some of you all are as well. I just want to talk to you all about that, because we all know, because I've said it before in a lot of these posts and a lot of these videos, that we know that hurt people hurt people. You have to realize, I'm not making an excuse for any toxic people in your office. I'm not doing that. I'm just laying a foundation for you. But we know that hurt people. And we know that people have their own beliefs and values, their own environment that they grew up in, their own way they believe and believe other folks, and the way they trust other people, the way that they see the world. They have all those things. They're different from yours. And what we have to realize is that those people may not have been through a process to, of course, work on their triggers and work on their toxicity. I guess you could put it that way. Work on their gossiping and their keeping the mess up and all this kind of stuff. And like I said, during the Great Resignation, of course, a lot of folks, of course, were sent home, of course, to work from home. And people, of course, once they got home, of course, realized that this was always possible, even though the job said that it wasn't possible, because I was told that it wasn't possible. And it has always been possible. I've always known that. I used to ask my dad back when I was in grade school, why can't he work from home? All you're doing is typing up legal documents for Southwestern Bell at that time. Now it's AT&T. But of course, he was saying the same thing. They got to go to work. They got to do this. And that just made no sense to me as a kid. And I kept asking those same similar questions. And like I said, during this time, a lot of folks understood that you don't have to go to a workplace in order to get your job done. And it is a way that you can do that. But we know what's possible. Me being an employee, I know what's possible. And you all know what's possible as well. And like I said, with all this toxicity in the workplace coming from the co-workers, I'm not talking about the bosses, but just the co-workers, we know that at some point, something has to be done, I guess I put it that way. And like I said, some folks, of course, look at it as, of course, they can work from home. Why go back to a toxic work environment that's giving them stress all the time, that's giving them headaches all the time, that's giving them unhappy feelings all the time? You spend between 8 and 10, 12 hours at work every day. And nobody wants to sit in that kind of environment around folks all day long that's just constantly griping, constantly talking about people, constantly gossiping, constantly being upset and saying all these nasty and rude things and trying to overdo everybody, trying to outwork somebody, not outwork somebody, but trying to be the supposed supervisor leader when they don't even have that title, and just trying to walk over everybody and use people. Nobody wants to be in an environment like that. Like I said, that's what a lot of folks realized during the COVID situation when they all had to report home to do their work from home. Like I said, they enjoyed that time better. Like I said, definitely anybody would, especially if your work environment is a toxic place. And like I said, this is just about the coworkers, not the bosses. For this particular video, tomorrow I'll talk about the bosses. But like I said, definitely, because that's a big topic, well, a bigger one too. But like I said, we definitely have to realize, and people realize, that we can do the same work at home that we do in the office. Okay, if it may have took a little bit of adjustment as far as getting the kids on schedule, getting yourself on schedule, doing those kind of things, making sure however you clock in for work or whatever your work schedule is. Like I said, it took a little bit of an adjustment, but of course, people love that. That's why people are not wanting to come. One reason why people are not wanting to come back to work. Like I said, for those bosses out there who are listening, just realize that there's a lot of things that you may not know that's going on in the workplace. I can tell you that. A lot of different coworkers that especially if you have more than 10, 15 coworkers in the office, you don't even need that many. Some of them people are toxic, and some of those folks are dragging the other folks down, making them not want to be, of course, in that office every single day. Nobody wants to come to a place where they feel like they're not wanted, where they feel like they're being talked about, where they feel like they're being put down every day or used every day or those kind of things, or gossiped about. Nobody wants to be in an environment like that or hear griping all day. I don't like this, I don't like that, but they never want to tell the supervisor or the boss whatever the hell's going on. Like I said, nobody wants to be in an environment like that, especially when you're spending majority of your waking hours of your day in that place. Like I said, that's something that you have to keep in mind. And I understand that it may be, of course, the building that you may have for your employees to work out of may be a contract. I don't know, but there's always ways to get out of contracts if you're having to pay that particular thing every single month. There's always ways to get out of those contracts. And just keep in mind, I forgot what the actual quote says, but just keep in mind for those bosses out there who are listening as well, and for those employees, we already know, of course, as being an employee, we already know that. If there's one bad apple spoils the whole bunch, we already know that. And one bad apple that's spoiling the whole bunch, but the bosses and everybody's still keeping that person there in their position, knowing what that person, I'm assuming knowing what that person's doing. Like I said, that definitely takes down the employee morale and the employee loyalty. That definitely has a big effect on that. And like I said, a lot of folks have quit because of those kind of things. And like I said, you all may not understand that. Actually, and maybe some of you all do not see because you're in your office all day long, because you're the supervisor, you're the boss, that kind of thing, and you're not out there interacting with the people. Maybe you don't know what's going on, but I'm telling you what's going on. Like I said, a lot of folks are talking about these same issues and are upset about these same issues, assuming that you know what's going on, that we have toxic, or not we, but that everybody, whoever's an employee at whatever position, may have had toxic people in the office that you all are just keeping there. And we all know that they keep up drama. We all know that they ask kids. We all know that they do all these things to try to put down folks at the meeting, trying to overtalk people, and somebody told them their idea and they're telling the idea like it's theirs at the next meeting. Like I said, we have all kind of backstabbing people in the office, coworkers in the office, that I'm sure you all cannot be that blind to. I'm sure, as a boss. Unless you just sit in your office and don't interact with the people. And if so, that is a big problem. And I'll talk about that tomorrow. But like I said, something has to give. And like I said, for people who spend majority of their waking hours at an office, at a place where they have to do some work and are not happy there, like I said, something has to be looked at and something has to be done about that. And like I said, me being an employee for 20 plus years, I've seen a lot of different things that I didn't want to go to work either some days. Like I said, definitely I've seen a lot of things and noticed a lot of toxic environments, that kind of thing as well. I'm not exempt from that. I'm because I'm a coach and because I'm a social worker does not mean that I'm exempt from that. Just keep that in mind. And like I said, once you get to a point where you're tired of working at a place and you're tired of seeing the same folks being played favoritism, when you know that they're stabbing you in the back and everything else, and gossiping about everybody else, the supervisor's telling on everybody, or whatever it is, or lying on everybody, whatever it is. Like I said, people don't want to work under those kind of circumstances. It's just like you having a partner that you have sex with. Nobody wants a partner that's dogging them out all day, wanting sex all day, and you have to do these things all day because it's your partner. Nope, you over time get sick and tired of that. That's anybody. The same thing as the job. The same kind of relationship. So like I said, at some point we have to realize that these people are leaving these offices and these jobs and these cubicles because of toxic toxic workplaces, the toxic employees or coworkers that they're working around. And like I said, it's not these people's fault. I mean, some of the, well, not the folks' fault that are leaving, that kind of thing, and not wanting to return. Like I said, they're looking for a better work environment. And yes, some jobs are going to be understaffed until they find wherever they're trying to go. And until some of these leaders, of course, make some changes in what they're doing in their own workplaces, then they may get better staff. They may get more loyal staff, that kind of more staff that come with who want to do the work and who want to work on their mission and that kind of thing. You may get that, but you have to make changes to employers. It's not just the employees. It's not just our faults and this kind of thing. We want to see changes in the workplace. We've already seen what can take place. We want to see those changes continue to take place to create a better workplace for us to work in, since we spend all our hours there when we're up anyway. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get off here because I got to get myself ready for work this morning. So I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. This is Tanetta, your certified life and career coach. I want to say thank y'all for tuning in this morning. Of course, it's been a joy, of course, talking about the Great Resignation. And like I said, these are things that we should have been talking about years ago, way before COVID. This has been going on for a long time. You just saw a big exodus when COVID came because it gave the opportunity for it. But folks have been wanting to leave the workplace for years. I can tell you that. I've talked to many of them and I've met many of them and I've seen many of them as well in my community and that kind of thing too. Trust me on that one. It's just because of COVID they were given the opportunity to, of course, do some other things and find some other place to go because they had time at home. They can't be loyal to a company when the company is not loyal to them. Just keep that in mind. And like I said, tomorrow I will talk about that. So with that, again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure that y'all are clicking on the link, Instagram. The link is in my bio. Make sure that you all are clicking on that link in my bio. That link in the bio is talking about, it is my link tree. And Facebook, of course, there will be a link in the description of the video. That link is going to be talking about a few different things that I have coming out, I guess I put it that way. The first thing is TC University. That's the first thing that you will see. And that's my online platform that I'm creating. It's a membership platform just for you all, to help you all, of course, figure out what you want out of life and what you want out of career. I talk about 7 different, there's a free ebook that I created for y'all about 2 weeks ago. And it's on the, once you swipe left, there's a free ebook, the first thing right at the top. And it talks about 7 different pillars of life, foundational life areas. One of them is career, one of them is education. There's spiritual growth and that kind of thing as well. There's 4 other ones in there. They help you figure out where you are in life so that you can know where you're going. Because if you're at a place where you're stuck, you're at a place that you're sick and tired of the horrible workplace and all this kind of stuff going on, you either want a better workplace or you want a better life or you want a different job or create a business, that platform is going to be for you, y'all. Like I said, definitely make sure that you all are checking that out. And like I said, checking out the ebook as well. Go ahead and get your ebook today. Like I said, that will help you figure out where you are so you can know so that you can know where you're going. You can't just say, I'm going here and have no plans for it. You have to plan. Success is definitely planned, y'all. So take care, y'all. See y'all in the morning, 6:45 a.m. Central Standard Time.